Hello everybody, you are starting to save you. I am here with the podcast mic. I did in fact get this from my brother, my twin brother. He got a whole mic because he wanted to start a podcast. Mind you, this man has absolutely no social media presence. He also kind of has nothing really relevant to say. And then it just collected dust in his room for 2 years. And then he gave it to me before I moved. But then he got another mic, and I was like, what do you need another mic for? He told me he moves in silence. So anyway, hello, how are you? This is series 1, season 1, episode 1 of something that is absolutely not a podcast. This is not a podcast. I repeat, this is not a podcast. I just love to yap. I need an outlet to yap. I just love to yap. This is kind of like my podcast that's not a podcast. I think this mic does a good job at like not picking up the train. So I'm just gonna talk past the train. I do live next to the J train. Before you come in my comments being like, oh my god, how do you do that? It's really not that bad. Because I'm rarely ever in my room. It's only a nuisance. Well, that's not true. Well, no. I'm rarely in my room. I'm usually in the living room. And it's only a nuisance when I want to film. Anyway, so this is absolutely not a podcast, vibes. But I found myself just like, I think in the past year I've just become increasingly so chatty. Not to other people, but like just in general. Like I want to just yappa. Can you shut it, please? And I was like, oh my god, like I wish I had, like an outlet or a platform to yap. And I do. Like I literally have a YouTube channel, babes. Like I don't get it. I literally have one, and that's what I want to do. And honestly, do I have anything of significance to say really, truly most of the time? Absolutely not. But I'm gonna split my lips and say I also want a podcast. Like if the white one with brown hair, if like every single like influencer and internet personality can get a podcast, like literally produced by like a production company, and it can be like actually good quality, and they can get guests on it, why can't I do the same? If white women who come on Beyonce's internet and talk about how much they don't like to bathe, if they can get granted podcasts, why can't I get a podcast? I want a podcast too. No, yeah. No, I want a podcast too. Let me get one too. But yeah, I just love to yap. I thought I would update this channel, this space. Hey, guess what? No one cares. I'm aware of that. I'm absolutely aware of that. But I kind of went MIA. I did in fact take a really big hiatus from socials, even though it's not what I wanted to do. But I suppose for anyone who cares. But also just to like, a few weeks ago, I was looking back at my old videos, specifically the ones that I took in Korea. And even though that was such a like confusing mental and emotional time for me, I was so glad that I was so happy that I documented that time. And anyway, so this is also just like documentation for when I turn 30 and I say fuck all you bitches and I decide to like move to, I don't know, like some super small town in Portugal or something, and I abandon the internet and all my ways, to look back and be like, what was 24-year-old me getting into? And like, blase squaze blase. Okay, let's get started. Also, I did, Jesus Christ, it's been 5 minutes basically. I did film this like already, and do you want to know how long the footage was? 3 hours. I did in fact still upload it because, like I said, I'm not really like, I'm posting this like for anyone who wants to listen, of course, but also mainly for me. So I just didn't want to cut out a bunch of stuff, and I did in fact yap. Like it was, oh my god, it was so long, but I wasn't really satisfied with how the video turned out. The video was filled with a lot of word fillers, and my stuttering went crazy that night, and my words just weren't concise. So I was like, I'm gonna do it again, because why not? I can absolutely do that. Not relevant, but I thought I'd mention it. Okay, let's see. What year did I have? I've restarted filming YouTube videos again. I'm kind of like mass filming and mass editing just so I can go ahead and schedule a lot of things, because this is like January and February are such like rest months meant for rest, and I know that as soon as like mid March hits, I'm gonna hit the ground running, and I know I'm gonna be super busy again. I have been in the process of filming YouTube videos, and I'll like briefly mention like I don't know, like my year last year, or like what I want for this year, and like how things have changed. And I have tried my best to not go in depth because I want this to be the circumstance where I go in depth. Okay, I don't know why. Anyway, 2023 was a very challenging year for me. It kind of sucked. Yeah, it kind of sucked. It kind of sucked eggs, and it kind of sucked balls, like in a really crazy way. After like I don't know, I don't remember, honestly, truly, I think the last time I was an actual normal person was 2019. COVID mess and all of that. Like, I think COVID did such a number on all of us, but for those of us who struggled socially, it kind of took me for, like, any progress I made. COVID knocked that hoe down. Like, I feel like 2019 was the first time, was the last time up until now that I felt like an actual person socially, and I regress socially. But after being in isolation, even after post grad, and like I literally did a whole exchange, I went to Korea and all that nonsense. Also, I have half a mind to like private all of my Korea videos, not because I don't like them, but because I just like they're still getting picked up. Like, people still comment on them every single day. I still get DMs every day. And as someone who wants to take content a little bit more seriously from this year and now on, I just don't want, like, I literally searched my name on TikTok, which I didn't really mean to. Korea was on there. Oh, I haven't been, the last I was in Korea 2 years ago, three years ago. Why is that? Anyway, I just don't want to be known as like, oh, anyway. I did in fact go ahead and unlist the Q&A because I was like, y'all are getting on my nerves, and like not getting on my nerves. Like, I wanted to be informative for especially people of color, and like like I like the video, but if that's the only video of mine that's like getting traction, like I just I feel like you know what I mean. Like, clean slate. Also, no prejudice, no discrimination, and no hate against like minors, but like a lot of like minors would like follow me, and I that's absolutely not what I want my following to be made of. When I say the words rose toy, what does that mean to you? Oh wait, you're 15 years old, you shouldn't be following me. I'm like almost 10 years your senior. Like, please don't piss me off. Anyway 2023 was a really crazy year for me. It was a really crazy year for me. I think after being in isolation for so long, I did in fact make the move to New York expecting to kind of hit the ground running and feel like myself again. But I didn't. Surprise to no one, I absolutely freaking stupid bloody didn't. Let's start from the beginning. I'm gonna upload a video very, very soon. It'll be up by now, I think, or like soon, called How to Come Out of a Flop Era. And in that video, I like filmed my first, maybe I filmed my first maybe like 2 months in the process of trying to look for a job. And that was really, really tough. Hey, sometimes I forget that I'm a dark-skinned black woman. I forget that bitches be I've been like swearing more. That's not good. My grandma said that she was not like that. I forget that hoes be racist. I literally forget that I have to navigate this world as a black woman. And around this time last year, in terms of looking for employment, guess what, guys? I mean, literally anything. It was very, very, very difficult. But it's also the fact that I just don't come across as like I always say that like managers, bosses, anyone in a managerial position, particularly men, don't let it be some bald white man. Oh, that hoe hates me immediately. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I mean to do that. I also need to like, I'm like making a conscious effort to back up from the mic because I was all up in the mic and then my P's and my T's were sounding anyway. When I say that, I don't mean it like in a way to place the blame on me. I mean it to say you bitches are fucking racist. Like when I say that, I mean that like you bitches are fucking racist, and unless I am quite literally doing a jig and I have a smile plastered on my face for the 5 miles before I even get there, people are gonna read me off. Anyone in a HR managerial hiring position is gonna read me off as aggressive immediately. I had like over 10 first interviews to the point where like literally like start dates and like this and that. Oh, and you could start there. And I was like, okay, perfect, awesome. And then I would just get ghosted. And I do know that's like the way that it works, especially in a big city. Like I do get that a lot of this stuff is oversaturated. As much as small business owners want to say that no one wants to work these days, that's absolutely not true. But I try not to play like the whole like what if game. I don't. But let's think objectively. Let's call a spade a spade. If my ass had blonde hair and blue eyes, I was gonna say a shit eating grin. That's not the phrase. I could like literally have the worst demeanor ever. Oh, I'm sure someone would love to hire me. Oh, I'm sure. Maybe that white skin would be an indicator that I was, capable and dependable and a good worker, and maybe she just, has a bad day and blah, 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 blah. Anyway. Fucking stupid, I swear. What's that sound? Where that little boy's like, don't do nothing, it's gonna attract attention. And he's like, what? And he said, don't do it. And he said, fuck, it's stupid, I swear down. It's from a British TV show. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, that I obviously like I am very aware of what I have to go through as a Black woman, but baby, I spent after I graduated, I spent a year at home. Like I worked for a family business. Like I didn't really have to face those things quite yet, but the fact that I did, it's really no surprise, I was made, in fact, very quickly a lot more aware of how I present myself and, how the world sees me, whether that depiction is accurate or not, it really doesn't matter. And in that time, like, it was very frustrating, but I did, in fact, like, I would hear my mom, Africans, and I want to say Asians, but I'm going to mind my Black ass business and just say Africans have such model minority disease. Anyway, but my mom, I would think of my mom so much in that time because she'd be like, oh, and this is me saying I absolutely, like, I know I put on an image that doesn't help my case at all. Like, if you see me, I'm probably not going to be like smiling. I just don't have that kind of demeanor. And my mom would always be like, oh my God, like you just look so aggressive. Like you look so mean. Like you look so mad. That's not going to help you in the future. And of course, being me, I was like, girl, I don't give a what. I don't care. I don't care. But it's just like, I don't care. All right. Anyway, so I got a job. It was the most dog shit stupid job ever. And that just gave me a lot of problems. That job truly was kind of like the bane of my existence for a while, honestly. And I did stick with that job only because I needed, hey guys, guess what? Health insurance to get my wisdom teeth out. A year later, my wisdom teeth still are not out. They just stopped hurting. I was like in like real like agony for like a long time. For like a minute, I had to use like Orajel and like a toothpick. Anyway, whatever. Um, yeah, like I'm just anyway. And I think my demeanor was called out at that job multiple times, multiple times. I'm looking at my laptop for notes, by the way, because I need notes for this whole conversation. Um, so, and I already knew this about myself, but I just became hyper aware of it because it was being brought up all the time. Like, one thing about me, I am one, not 100%, but I am self aware. Like, whatever you think you're bringing up about me, whatever tea you think you're spilling, whatever gotcha you think is in place, hey, babe, I already know. I'm 100 steps ahead of you. I'm always thinking about myself and my life and my loved ones and the way I blah, 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 blah. I'm already there. My mind is like a prison. Like, I'm analyzing myself all the time. I'm introspecting all the time. It's the reason why I don't need therapy. It's the reason why that's so funny that I put this note there. I absolutely do. Like, yeah. So my manager is at my old job just didn't like that. I think it has a lot to do with not only my personality, but my perception of work and everything to begin with. Like, I've always just totally disregarded work to be a place that you can develop and make friendships and like people to date and do S with and like be social and be a person. I think it is a very African thing. Like, when you go to other places, these third spaces and blah 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 blah, like places that aren't home or like a friend's house or a family friend, whatever. Like, it's kind of like that notion of like you behave yourself, like. And still think I'll carry that. Like, I am like working towards loosening up, but I still think I'm gonna carry that like kind of forever. Like, I do think I'm like wound up a little bit too tight, but it's also because like I'm not I'm not your friend, but I'm just like, I'm here to work. Like, I don't know, I'm not opposed to socializing, but it's just like my primary reason, and the reason why, like we're all here is to work. I want to put my hair up. Shot theta. And I put here, it's also because I hate work and I hate interacting with people on like a service, customer, guest, manager, high up employee level. Like, I absolutely hate it. But in the process of getting that job, like, one of the things I really realized is that I can like speak and be myself and make conversation with these people. And I did have to up the ante. Like, I really did have to make myself, bro, like the amount of times I get, first of all, for that job I got hired on the spot. That job is about to be some bullshit when you're hired on the spot. And my manager, the one who hired me, like at first she really liked me, that like, and admiration did in fact fade. She'd pull me for like little conversations and one-on-ones all the time. I was called aggressive, I was called like turned inward, I was called aloof. All because, guess what? All because I like some boy. All of this for what? All this for what? Hang on, my crack is in fact out. I just took a shower. I'm ready to not on my feet, no free feet. I just took a shower. I got my shea butter on. I washed all my bits. Anyway, yeah, no. It was like, that was bro, that job was some bullshit, bro. That job was really, really like, just, it sucked. But I did in fact take some of the feedback, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this as feedback to act like a real person. And what really worked for me is practicing my smile. Yes, I did in fact like look in the mirror like a psychopath, like, like literally like Patrick Bateman pilled, to see what looks like the most genuine, because when someone greets me, like, I could be so excited to see you, but like when someone greets me, I normally go like this, like I'm like, hey. It's just like, it doesn't even look genuine. Sometimes I think I'm truly like a robot, like this is just all one big like evil little psyop. Like, she looks like a bitch, like hey. Cause I also don't like my smile, so I'm not gonna be like, ah. So I did in fact, I like to do this, like I'm like hi, something silly like that. That's for like friends though, or like I'm just like that, like something, I don't know. I also put here speaking random thoughts, like, things you just think to yourself, and but you don't say that because there's no need. People like that stuff apparently. Yeah. No, apparently it creates banter. People are put off slash confused by persistent silence. Yeah. That'll do it. They don't really like that. And honestly, I didn't realize it until last year, but these things come off as really difficult to me. Like they do. Like I put here smiling, small talk and banter, eye contact, acknowledging even when someone else is passing by. Those things are just a little bit difficult for Lola me. If you ever see me doing these things, just know I'm trying my absolute hardest and I'm 1000% conscious of what I'm doing. Is what I'm describing just autism? Is what I'm describing simply just autism? Most people. Oh, I had a note here that like I would meet people who were just like really, really, really good at that, like social butterflies. Like MG is definitely one of those people, and I'm incredibly jealous. Like, hey guys, I will admit it. There are in fact some things that I learned from that white woman. Like, I'm only like that if I'm like under the influence, like I'm drunk. Sorry. But there's also nothing wrong with like being perceived as reserved or quiet or aloof. Like that's okay. I think when it's just like unfortunately I do think there's times when that doesn't help your case. Once again, it's so much more different for black and brown people, specifically black people, specifically black women, because I'm a black woman. That's the only business that I know. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't help, which it really, 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 really sucks. But I give off a vibe that managers do not mess with. That vibe that they don't mess with is in fact called the vibe in question is literally just like prejudice. Just prejudice. No, managers don't like me though. They're like, hey, can you smile? Freak. That's why I hired you. Okay. So yeah, that was a little bit my tea. But I think what's really funny is that like 18-year-old me, and I did that for 5 months. I did that job for 6 months. Oh wow. Anyway, I wrote here that 18-year-old me would never be saying this right now. Like, no matter how she behaved or... Damn, there's 2 at a time! Like, double team, okay, go ahead! My literal thighs, like, what the... my goal for this footage is to, like, not edit it. Like, I want, like, little, like, minimal cuts. So sorry about that. Anyway, I wrote here that 18-year-old me would never be saying this, and I wouldn't. Like, 18-year-old me would never have been concerned with, like, how I behaved or how I was perceived. It was truly none of her concern. And I do think I still had these characteristics when I was younger, obviously. But when you're, like, 17, it comes off a lot more endearing than, like, off-putting. When you're, like, 24, people are like, what is wrong with you? Okay? Like, you're not a minor anymore. What's that Taylor Swift song? How can someone know everything in 18 and nothing at 22? Will you still want me when I'm nothing new? That's not how that song goes. That is not how that damn song goes. It's absolutely not. It's absolutely not. Yeah. Let's see what else. Anything else concerning to work before I move on? Oh no, I do have more about work. Sorry, I'm not gonna talk about work too much. Yeah, no, it's just like me having to deal with being this entire thing. 2023 in its entirety was just me learning how to be a person again. Like post grad, I only worked and went home and like hung out with my family. The year before that, I was in Korea, which is like COVID. There were so many restrictions. Like since COVID up until 2023, like I really talk about a recluse, babe. Sometimes I move like an animatronic and it's just totally not okay. But I'm all about self-improving. I really am. And don't tell me that I'm my biggest critic. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with being shy. I don't want to hear that. Like, I think there's something wrong with us in a lot of ways. I don't need to hear the Selena Gomez who says BS. You can say that for someone else. Spare me, spare me, spare me. But maybe this is also just like brain rot from my African parents, thinking that like you can always improve and like work on yourself and work at something and like reach a milestone. Anyway, I just wrote a little bit more about work here. Like I kind of hate work. Like I'm gonna talk more about work in the present context soon. This is all past. Oh yes. Oh yeah. What I wrote here doesn't even matter. Oh okay. I just wrote here like whatever. It doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. I wrote here like managers in New York City sucks, and when the class war comes, I will have your head on a silver platter. But it's not even the managers. Like it's barely even the owners. Like, baby, my manager was living in like Astoria. Had to commute from Astoria in like a 2-bedroom apartment, and she like hated her roommate. Like, we're kind of all in the trenches. Anyway, what the highlight of that job, however, was that I did in fact develop a work crush. Wow. Yeah, I did. Ooh, yeah. I got a work crash. If you do it, maybe just another crash. Yeah. Okay. Let me dial it down. I need to dial it down. Can you dial it down? Damn, this is what happens when she comes out the house. Like, can you just relax? I did in fact get a work crush. Having a crush feels so good. Like, it feels so good, bro. And I really forgot how good it felt. If that picked up my little burp, that'd be hilarious. I wrote here that I Stockholm syndrome myself into this crush. Like I literally conditioned myself like Pavlov into having this crush on someone. I just saw them enough times, and then one day I was like, loving you, la 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 la, la 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 la, sing it, la 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 la, do 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 do. Like it wasn't even. I didn't even see them. Like it wasn't even a crush at first sight. I was working at that place for like, it was like month 4 in, and I really wasn't like worried about them at all. And then one day I was like, I need you, I need that. you are mine. And it was so much fun. It was literally so much fun, bro. No, but I did get a crushy wushy. It was really, really fun. It was really, really fun. I'm not gonna talk too much more about it because it's not that I'm scared to. No one will ever see, like, they won't see this video, but I'm sure I've shared my philosophy on crushes. But as a girl with as a girly with like boundary, not even that I have boundaries. I'm just like I'm not trying to get to know you. Crushes are great. You idealize this person, and you have an image of them in your head, and they would notice when I like changed my earrings, or like I like wore, like I had rings, or I got my nails done, and I was like, you want me so bad, like, oh, you want me real bad, and it was really fun. It was so short-lived because I did in fact rage quit, but it was fun while it lasted. I was young and in love. Oh, to be young and in love. During that time, I told Mary Grace a little bit too much about my work crush. And then we like started this bit being like, to be young and in love. But it's, what makes it funny is that you're talking about like a stupid little crush, like someone who doesn't, someone who doesn't matter. Like this man did it. Ooh, not this man. Ooh. Not the he, him pronouns. This person saying to be young and in love about someone that you literally do not know, like you could get hit by a bus and that person may or may not call 911 for you, is just really hilarious. Let's move on. Just a little bit more about work. I'm sorry, I know I keep talking about it, but work made me realize a lot of things about myself. And I also had not 1, not 2, but 3 jobs last year. Maybe even 4. I think I'm forgetting one. And at all of those experiences, I wrote here that I felt a lot like an outsider at every single job that I had and a lot of places. Sound familiar? This sounds like a 9-year-old me. Oops. I'm not going to invalidate myself and say that it doesn't feel bad, but I'm not one to wallow in self-pity. This is just me saying that, like, I'm not chipper. Like, I have a very neutral disposition, because it's work. But unless I really, 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 really love my job and what I'm doing, that like fake smile / cadence, I kind of can't do it. Like my roommate works at a like bar in Williamsburg, and seeing her in action, I saw her in action one night, and I'm like, how, how are you like so happy? Like how are you so excited about like, I don't know, like the most insignificant thing? Like how like genuinely, like I want, hey, whatever she's on, I want it. And it's just, I don't know, it's so dangerous. Like that yields almost perilous results for Black women, unfortunately. And I do know that a lot of the people that I have come across and will come across will remember me as a bitch. Like they will. Like that is absolutely objective. I know that for a fact. I will get bitch. I'll get who does she think she is? I'll get she's so aggressive. I'll get how hard is it to smile? I would get turned inward, and I'll get, oh, I just can't get a read on her, which I've been told, like I've literally been told that to my face, and I know that, and I just can't help it. I can't help it. It also doesn't help that I don't care, but it's like, it's really frustrating. I approach it with like I do let a lot of those things roll off my back, but it sucks. Like it really does suck, the fact that like half of the time isn't even about work, it's about the performance. And it sucks because it's like, I'm not here to perform for you. Like I'm not here to hike my voice up 8 octaves and keep a stupid fucking smile plastered on my face just so you don't feel like threatened for like 1 second. Like if I don't smile and crack a joke for 1 second, then something's wrong, or like, you know, the environment isn't blah 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 blah. Like or like laugh at anyone's jokes. Like one thing I will not give is a pity laugh. Like if you make a bad joke and you are doing it so that one of us laughs, you're gonna be laughing and I'm just gonna be staring at you. Like I'm not, oh my god, I'm not here to do any of that. Like I'm not here to make you feel comfortable. I'm not here to perform for you. Like I'm not here to do any of that. If any of that makes me, this is not personal, this is work, it's all secular, and if that makes me a bitch, then make sure you put baddest in front of it, whack asshole. My way or the highway. Like I know I could definitely do all those things to make myself seem more palatable and approachable, but it's just like, I don't want that. And it's also like, men don't have to do that. A man can show up at a job. I had a male coworker who was just like, so he would crack a joke every now and then, but like people knew that he was just kind of like not to be played with. So why oh, okay, why not me, babes? Why not me? But that's all about work. I'm done talking about work for the most part. Work in the past context. I did kind of like too much. I had too much dip on my chip. I did 2 internships. I did that restaurant job. A lot of those overlapped. There were times when I'd go from like my internship to my restaurant job, because they were both like, my internship was at 27th and then my restaurant job was at 34th. So I would just walk. Oh man, that was a crazy time. That was really, really crazy. Not to bring the mood down, but and during that time I was genuinely so unhappy. Yeah, like I just, oh my goodness, like I don't think I'm a person with a overtly like happy or bubbly disposition. Like no one's ever called me that, literally ever. I can come off as deadpan a lot of the time, but in that time I was genuinely very unhappy, like intentionally, objectively very unhappy. I was just on survival mode. Like, I didn't have time to pour into anything that made me happy a lot of the time, because I was working so much, and then like when I wasn't working, I would be exhausted, and like all I would have time to do was like rest and like maybe hang out with some friends. But other than that, like I was just trying to survive, dude. Like, I was just trying to do what I felt like I should have been doing in that time. Things change, and you know this and you learn this, but yeah, no, I don't have any capacity to do things that like I don't like to do or that I don't want to do. I've been in a perpetual depressive episode since I was literally like 13 years old. Anything that tipsy ice, hey babe, can't do it, cannot do it. My parents tried to get me to pursue nursing when I was in college. Absolutely not. Hey, guess what? Absolutely not. I should just gotten a degree in what I wanted to anyway, because guess who supported herself through college? Me to my parents. No straight to my parents, no straight to mom and dad. I love you so much, but it's a lot of talk for someone who's not even coughing up the bill. Tuition's coming, you're nowhere to be found. Anyway, we're gonna move on immediately. No, yeah, I was just like things got better during the end of summer, when I quit that job. But yeah, man, I was really so unhappy. Like, I lost so much and I gained so little. It was a really bad time. But that's life. And that experience is now over. Just like that. Cheers. Now a few more things that I realized about myself and everything like that. I realized that I hate myself. Yeah, no, I still hate myself. Not in a way that it's not a self-hatred that existed when I was like 16 and I genuinely hated every single part of like myself inside and out. It is a self-hatred that's a little bit more mature. She's a little bit more refined, but she still exists. Like, it's not like at 16 I was like, oh my god, oh god. And it's not like that. It's at 24, it's just kind of one, like, she's a little bit more jaded. She doesn't know why she's still there. I look at her over my shoulder and I'm like, you're still here? And she's like, yeah. And that was a little bit reassuring, a little bit comforting to realize. It also does in fact come ever since I started making TikToks, mainly more about like fashion and stuff, and I like film myself trying on clothes and whatever. Just more so like constantly recording myself. I've become a lot more just like aware of my face, and I've gained new insecurities, which is crazy. I typically, like, I think ever since I hit like 18 and I really grew into my looks and I was like kind of for the first time in forever satisfied with the way that I looked, I achieved like a sense of like body and face, like physical appearance wise, like a sense of like neutrality. I liked the way I look. I didn't hate the way I looked. Like, compliments were great to me. Criticisms, like, you know, they had the same effect, but I was kind of just like not really that worried. And I think that, like, not to sound like influency and like whatever, but hey guys, who would have guessed it? Recording yourself every single day and looking at yourself and having to edit footage of yourself is not good for you. Oh, it's the way I realized I had a round face. It's the way I realized when I would like gain weight a little bit, because I gain it in my face. It's one of the places that I gain it in. This is gonna sound like really like looks maxy and whatever. Like, it's the way I realized that I have an overbite. I kind of already knew that because I sucked my thumb for 3 years when I was younger, like a freak. But my overbite, like, obviously has an impact on like my mouth and the way it like positions and like the way it rests and like how, like, you know, like when I talk, like my lips and stuff, which is just like crazy. Like, it's crazy. So, oh my god, try not to I suppose it's good. I suppose it's good. Like, if you want to improve yourself inside and out, I suppose. I suppose. But also, sometimes it's like, I think one third out. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't even afford to get with things taken out. How can I wear braces? How? Let me know how. So that's really fun for me. Also, I had a lot of qualms with my femininity last year. I went through the motions of not feeling girly enough to then experimenting more with my femininity, but more so just like, I guess, like dressing a little bit more feminine. Last spring was like my skirt time. I felt super comfortable in skirts. I was experimenting with skirts. I wore a skirt literally like almost every single day. And I think that did really affirming things for me, for my femininity. Not really even my femininity, but more so just like the image of femininity, like the perception I had for femininity. And that, like, not performance, but that image that I put out for the world to see and digest, right? Like how girly, how feminine is Jess. I don't really have that many qualms with like my own inner femininity. Like, what do you supposed to be calling it? Divine feminine or something like that. I didn't feel girly enough, and so I did a lot of things, getting my hair done, like a lot of not always. Sometimes I would leave the house with anyway, but just like getting my hair done, getting my nails done, dressing more feminine. I did a lot of those things to affirm my femininity and affirm my girliness. And for the meantime, like, it worked, but I think I've hit a limbo, and I'm in a very strange place now because, oh, also, girl, a lot of that had to do with male gaze, like the male gaze and desirability. Literally, like, I also would in fact do like mental gymnastics and think so much about, not about my attractiveness, but like my desirability, and you know, because I think those are need to be very distinguished. And oh my god, the trenches, bro, the trenches. I think, and now that I've kind of like experimented in that sense, it kind of feels too much. Like, it feels like a performance. I don't want to do too much on the scale of like trying to feel like I'm overcompensating. I know I'm a woman. I know what I identify as. I'm not saying this in a hang on, in a turfy way. I'm not. But it kind of it didn't feel natural to me. Like, I grew up, for the most part, when I was younger, I was a tomboy, and I knew what felt right. I knew what didn't. But I think, like, towards the end of last year, it didn't feel like, towards the end of 2023, it didn't feel right to me anymore. Like, I felt like it all felt a little bit like too much. And I think what I'm looking at now is just trying to find a good mix. I will say a lot of it is so incorporated with like body image and like weight and things like that, because a lot of the pants, like, I love pants, and when I wanted to wear pants and a more masculine or like gender neutral outfit, I couldn't, because I hated the way pants would fit on me. Like, my waist is smaller, but then like my hips are big. Like, I hated it. It sucked. It's also just like, I'm really picky with pants. Like a lot of them aren't baggy enough, and even right now, the only pants I like are these like Uniqlo pants that I've been wearing the damn threads out of, like the dust out of them. Anyway, and so like I would kind of have to resort to a skirt anyway, because like, you know, like a skirt fits. Anyway, I am just now this year looking for a sweet balance. I know what feels natural to me and what doesn't, and of course there are times when I want to, I guess, like, present more masculine. And as a dark-skinned black woman who isn't intentionally trying to be masculine, like, if you are dark-skinned black, like, for all my black women watching this, it can be like a little bit of a trigger, because guess what, we're masculinized so much already. But there are times when I want to look a little bit more like super femme, a little bit not so femme. But for the most part, day to day, it's just finding that happy medium This is the last little bit from last year. We're going to talk about this year very, very soon. How did I feel last year? I felt like dog shit, obviously. It felt like I wasn't really living life. And I mean, hey, guess what? I wasn't. I think it felt like I was so close to changing, and I like started the move with so much optimism, and I was so hopeful. But then it felt like that kind of like died, and it never came back. And I'm not even trying to get back the old version of me. I was, I should say was. But in the past, I was just kind of like lamenting over the death of my childhood and my teenagehood without processing any of it, while like making literal to no progress each and every day. I thought moving to New York was inherently the progress. Do you know what I mean? Like I thought the progress would just automatically come. It absolutely does not. It actually guys takes like work to do that. Unfortunately, yeah, I know. What was I saying? Sorry, I had to change the battery. I don't even remember what I was saying. I felt really, really bad. I had acknowledged that I had regressed in a lot of ways due to XYZ, blah, 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 blah. But I couldn't, I wasn't doing anything about it. Like I thought, moving to New York not would fix all my problems. I didn't think New York would fix, I didn't think moving to New York would fix all my problems, but I thought it would kind of be the catalyst, and it definitely has been. More effort is needed, obviously, which is daunting, but like also very comforting. A lot of these realizations did come last year, but I made them this year. Wait, I finalized them. Wait, what? Girl, I was writing my 2024 journal entry this year, 2024, and this is what I wrote in 2024. No more. I wrote all of this last year. This is what I wrote. Number one, it's not that people are not. Wait, it's not that people. Wait, what? It's not that people aren't interested in you. It is simply put that whatever and whoever you are into is simply not into you, babe. Like you are not your type's type. The people that you pine over and see yourself with and deem good enough to be with you, or at least some yummy little arm candy, why would you write that, are simply not into you. This is absolutely not a reflection on your outward appearance. You're still super gorgeous, Gina, but I don't know what this means. Maybe you need to pivot, girl. I don't know. But get that through your thick skull. Those artsy little boys are not checking for you. And then in parentheses, I wrote podcast exclusive podcast. But do you want to know the people, do you want to know the archetype of people, particularly men who try to pursue or approach me? I literally told my friend one day that it is white men who love Steven Universe, and then it's black men with no haircut. And also men who are legitimately old enough to be my father, but I think that's just more ubiquitous for women in general. Like older men truly have the gall, the audacity to think that they can still approach younger women. Hey, I'm not into the sprinkle nonsense. You better have boku racks if you're coming to me and you're old as dirt. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, no, this is really funny. Like, baby, you're not your type's type, and that's okay. That is totally okay. I guess this does, in fact, beg to differ. Not beg to differ, that's not the right thing. I think this does, in fact, come to question. I bet you're wondering, just what is your type? I'm going to tell you. Oh, thanks for asking. I'm actually going to tell you right now. So, I really want to say that's not true. I went on a date with someone who... That's not true. That is not true. But let's talk about my type right here, right now, because there has been a few misconceptions, to say the least. Yeah. You want to talk about it? My type is simply... Okay, if you want to go for, like, physicality, my track record shows that I do like people who are a little bit more... Not tall. Like, I think the max for me is like 5'10". Like, I have no business talking to like anyone who's over 5'10". Like, sorry. Like, I'm not those kind of girls who like someone who makes them feel like you're my father. But I typically do like people who are just a little bit more like goofy and silly. I'll get to silly. I'll get to silly next. Men have taken silly, and I'll get to silly. Just like charming, a little bit more silly, sweet. If you want to talk like physicality, like, I don't know, like a bit more slender. I don't know. It's not anything like I don't have a super stiff or rigid physical type, but I do have a personality type that you want to talk about my type? What's my type? Let's go. Sweet, sweet, sassy, subservient. Sweet, sassy, subservient. Let's say it again. Sweet, sassy, and subservient. I am a simple girl. Sweet, sassy, and subservient. One last time for the crowd. Everybody, sweet, sassy, and subservient. Oh, another S. Simp. Baby, I love a simp. Mama loves a simp. Mama loves a simp. Bring them to me. Bring them to me immediately. Something's in my pocket. What is this? I don't know. Bring me a simp immediately. I want someone who I'm seeing them and then they think the entire week has passed, you know, like we're gonna go on a date, and then they think, oh my god, I'm just so excited to see Jess, you know, like I know she's had like a long week. I hope she enjoys this place that we're gonna go to. I just can't wait to see her. Like, I wonder what she's gonna be wearing. I love and appreciate everything that she always wears, the outfit. I love how she adorns herself, and she really views fashion as a way of self-expression, and she doesn't do it for me, because why on earth would she do it for me? Who am I? But she does it for herself. She does it for anyway, I want someone who's literally gonna be like, I wonder I want someone who's gonna be like just also like always smells so good. Like, I wonder how she's gonna style her hair. I wonder what lip combo she's gonna use. I wonder what perfume she's gonna wear. I know her top 3 are this and that. I wonder if she wears that. I want someone like that, please and thank you very much. Excuse me? What? Yeah, no, like, I just want I truly want someone who kind of can't live or breathe without me. Oh, is that too much to... Oh, I'm sorry. Is that too much to ask? I'm actually not sorry. Thank you so much. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are we talking about here? I will, in fact, get a little bit serious here. I have had accusations by my friends thrown at me that I am a white man lover. And I'm going to approach this very calmly. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. That's just not true. That's not true. That's not true. And I could, go up in cahoots about it, and I could huff and puff and root and toot and blah, 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 blah. That's not true and blah, blah, blah. There really is no need. I know people's perceptions have kind of little to do with you. Well, I mean, you're involved, obviously, but there's no need. I'm going to tell you, however, how I clocked these things, because people have said this to my face. The first time I was hanging out with a friend of mine, we were at Korean barbecue, and then we were talking about something that went down with someone else involved, and then he made a comment in passing, being like, I wish, I remember what he said specifically, but it was something along the lines of oh, if a man's not white, you're not checking for him. The subject did in fact pass really quickly, but I was like, what? Hey babe, guess what? I clocked that. Instance number 1. Number 2, I'm out to dinner with my friends. We're in the East Village celebrating. We're having a jolly old time. We're at an Ernesto's, actually, not that good. One of the appetizers there was a plate of chips and sliced ham. Don't play. It was $30. Ooh, you're gonna play in my face. You're gonna play in my face. Anyway, I was at dinner with my friends, and then we were talking about dating and romance and stuff. And it's so fun when I talk to my friends about that. It feels so Sex and the City adjacent, and it feels like a very frivolous depiction of adulthood that 12-year-old me had in mind. And I was like, I can't wait to be an adult. Anyway, and then we get to talking about dating and things like that, and then one of my friends goes, just what are you even into? So then I start to talk, and I'm like, oh, I like people who are typically more, and then she cuts me off and she goes, white? I said, oh no, but, and I go, huh? I meet up with friend number one from instance number one. We went out a few weeks ago, and then the both of us are in fact inebriated, and we're kind of getting into it. And he clocks me again, but this time a lot more directly, being like, "You only like white men." Baby, we did in fact get into it at that bar, because I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? These accusations are totally not founded. They're not founded. If I had a track record that was accurate, and I'd hold my hands up and I'd say, you know what? I can't even lie to you. Can't even lie to you. Guilty as charged. Now, is there anything wrong with being a black woman and dating white men? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Hey, totally, absolutely not. Is there something wrong with being a black woman who prefers and only goes for white men? It's debatable. It's debatable. I'm not going to give you my personal opinion on that, because let's keep the peace. But I will say it's debatable. I will. Well, actually, I don't actually. As long as your reasons for not, well, I don't know. I think as long as your reasons for not dating black men or any other men of color aren't anti-black or racist, like I don't know. Anyway. There's nothing wrong with it, but do those women have a certain look, an archetype? Have you? Yes, absolutely. Yes. They're typically Christian. They're typically conservative. Typically bad wig, bad leave out, bad ugly hair. Can't style themselves right. Typically predominantly white friend groups. Yeah. I'll say it. That's not me. That's just not me. Like I said, my friend and I were getting into it at that bar. And then one of the reasonings he did give was that, like, it's just my vibe. Like, I think even someone who doesn't know me personally would think that. And I think that's just a very subtle way of calling me whitewashed, which is okay. That's okay. I'm not going to get into, like, black people are a monolith and blah, blah, blah nonsense. Like, I'm not fighting that fight. I was going to say, is there, like, a term for, like, black women who, like, only... Like, I know Snow Bunny exists, but I was going to think of, like... I was going to ask, is there a term for black women? I don't think there is, and I don't think there should be. Like, black women already have enough terms to, like, degrade us, but that's not me. It's just not. Like, I don't care for a white boy of the month. Like, I'm just... Like, whatever you... like, that's just not me, okay? Like, I don't care for, like, a white boy of the month. I'm not gonna, like, damn, like, I don't give a fuck about, you know what? I don't give a fuck about Harry Styles. I don't give a fuck about Timothée Chalamet. I don't give a shit about, like, Barry Keoghan. I don't give a shit about Harrison Dickinson. I don't give a shit about, like, there's so many of them. Like, Tom Blythe. I don't care. Like, I really, really don't. And if anything, do you want to clock some major tea? It's white women who are, like boistering these men into relevance. It is. Do you know how many, like, Paul Mescal? I had to literally take that man off my TikTok thing. I don't give a shit about Paul Mescal. Why am I seeing it on my free page 40 times a day? Legitimately, it's about to get me mad. I had to block that man, filter his name out of my TikTok free page, because I was getting it so often. And every single stitch, every single commentary, every single thing is from a white woman. Hey, guess what, guys? White women love white men. Mediocre white women love mediocre white men. They love it. They can't get enough of it. God, like that stitch of him singing along to Mooney Long's song. Nobody knows me like you do. Nobody gonna love me quite like you can. Stitch after stitch after stitch of like some random white woman being like, oh, like I'm not okay. Girl, fuck you and fuck Paul Mescal. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and if you want to clock some major tea, I have a big, fat, sloppy, wet, sexy, erotic crush on someone right now, and they're not white. Yeah. No, clock that tea. Yeah. Now check that. Thank you. Like, it's just so funny how, like, like, sometimes you get in on, I was talking to MG about this, being like, sometimes I am curious, but sometimes I also, like, am glad I don't know what people think of me. And in that instance, it's like, what's that Arctic Monkey song? That, no, not song, that album, it's like Old as Dirt. Whatever, like, whatever it is that you think I am not. But it's also just like, and I don't fault my friends for saying that. Like, I really don't. It's really not a big deal. Of being accused of being a cracker lover. But it's just like, wow. Like, sometimes I take a step back and I'm like, that perception you had of me is just not at all accurate. I'm like, you kind of don't know me in that aspect at all, which is okay. That is a-okay. I don't talk about that stuff often enough for people to even get a read on it. So I got you. Anyway, that was a lot. I got off on a tangent, and I'm so sorry. I had to come out. I had to speak my piece, clear the air. Number 2 of the thing of the year of realizing things, I put that I officially need therapy. Like, the thought truly came to me on New Year's Eve. I was out, but thinking to myself about a matter that has literally been plaguing me for the entire year. But also just, like, the past, like, 3-4 years. Like, it's kind of been, like, the bane of my existence. And it just got stronger the more I reflected and, you know, the more I did introspection on last year and how it went for me. And then I realized that, like, I didn't have an answer for it. Like, a lot of the things that I kind of, like, deal with and grapple with, I have an answer for it, and it takes a long time, don't get me wrong, but I work through it and I process it. This thing, I didn't have an answer at all. Like, wait, what did I say? Like, I couldn't come to a realization or a concrete reason as to why I felt this way about the thing, and it also kind of makes me feel pathetic that I can't even say it out loud. So it has to say in the dome. Oh, I'll put it. I can't. It's really something that's like a little bit existential, and I really can't. If I try to put it into words, it'll take all day. But I found a TikTok that encapsulates that thought like almost perfectly. Almost. I'll put it here.
I feel like I could have been good at so many things. I feel like if my life was like, if it had tilted just a little bit this way or just a little bit this way, everything would be different. I feel like I could have been an A-list actor. I could have been an acclaimed musician. I could have been a scholar. I could have been a wonderful visual artist. I could have been a poet. I could have been a writer. I could have been a theoretical fucking physicist. I could have been anything, but I'm nothing. Oh. It's such an empty feeling to look at yourself and to realize that you are not anything that you wish you were.
And the thought of that makes me not even want to begin the therapy process. So I honestly won't pursue therapy probably, but also who knows? Yeah, I don't think there's much to say about that. Everyone in New York City is in therapy. Everyone in New York City, like everyone like under 30, 35, honestly. And when I first moved here, it was kind of a trip because I was like, oh my God. Because therapy wasn't something that I thought that I needed up until literally recently. So, yeah. And it's also ties in with like the mental health issues that I had, not even last year, like since, but that I spent a lot of time thinking about last year. They were exacerbated by the nonsense of last year. And I realized that like not only do I need a therapist to help me flesh this like inner problem out, but also like lack of therapy and inner work is the reason why I feel like personally time goes by, the years go by, and I hit these milestones, graduating college, moving, I'm living on my own, I'm supporting myself, and developmentally slash mentally, I don't feel like I'm changing. Do you know what I mean? Like I realize that therapy, or I should say like a lack thereof, is the reason why I don't feel like a well-rounded person. I'm still like I haven't like I hope that what I'm saying makes sense. Like basically I will not progress into the person that I like so desperately want to be, but more importantly like dead and put to rest the old me. Like I feel like I've gone through so many arcs and eras and changes and like emotions and sentiments and friends and jobs and this and that, and I still feel like that past version of myself. And I realized that like obviously time has gone by. Like obviously I'm shit at processing. Like I bottle off things up, and like I just think that I think that time heals all wounds, kinds of fix it. But then like instances come up and I'm like, why am I struggling, why am I challenged in this aspect of my life? And it's because I haven't like I'm like, babe, you haven't done the inner work for something from like 3.5 years ago. And then that thing from 3.5 years ago stems from like my teenagehood, and then that thing stems from like my childhood. Ooh, it's a nasty cycle. And yeah, like I guess all in all, like obviously I'm dog shit, or I should say more so just like resistant to doing the inner work. So that mental aid needs to be outsourced. And I really do hope it is outsourced. I know, I really do hope I can access it at least this year. I know I wrote in my note, that was at the beginning of the year. It's like late February now, that like I'm kind of a little bit resistant, but bro, if I can get it, the way I feel now is if I can get it, I need it. I want it. Please. 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 Number 3, things that I realized is that people over 30 think my personality is a bit. This came on a lot from my old job where I managed and created content for a brand. But people over 30 think I'm just like... and I wrote here, which is funny because people my age / my peers tell me that they can't get a read on me. Like I've been told on multiple occasions and multiple dates that like they can't get a read on me. People take forever trying to figure me out, and I just let them. No, I talked about it a little bit in my Valentine's Day vlog, but like I'm such a slow burner with anyone. Like really, there's only a few people that I can count on my hand that I have not, I don't want to say let in, because it's like, girl, who are you? But like I've gotten super close with. Typically it just takes a little bit more time for me, and that is okay. That's okay. That's what I realized. I dated a little bit last year, which was fun. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then I put here, not really. Dating sucks, bro. Dating sucks. Ooh, hey, guess what, guys? Guess what? I burped. I wonder if the mic picked that up. Dating sucks. Yeah. Oh, dating sucks real bad. I don't want to get into my thoughts on dating here. Like, it's, oh my god. Oh, I feel like so bad for people who are like 30, not even 30, just like want to be in a committed long-term relationship and want that to progress into, God forbid, marriage. Because, hey, guess what? The dating pool is filled with piss. With literal piss. Piss. Not even squirt. Not even the good kind of piss. Just piss. Like, going on one bad date can kill your spirits so bad. At least they kill mine. So where I'm like, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm like, bunk that. I'm not doing that ever again. I can't imagine going on a bad date and then like having to pick yourself up and like feel the need to do it again. Why? I also did put here that this is going to be a Hinge free year for me, I fear. Hinge has me all the way bunked, like messed up. And I don't want any parts. I am now ordering a nationwide, all of my friends of friends, if you have someone sexy in your life that is single, they are now obligated to, you are obligated to have to introduce them to me. Thank you. Oh yeah, Hinge sucks bad. Like, I know dating apps aren't on your side when you're a dark-skinned black woman. Hey, I'm aware of that. Like, people swipe through it and they're like, I was gonna say something crazy. I'll say it. I was gonna say monkey. But I'm like, damn, Hinge sucks. And it makes me feel, hey, guess what? Bad about myself. It does. And I just won't be doing it anymore. Like, I actually won't. I'm so good. Hinge. I'm so good. The angle change. I had to take my. I'm playing a game of ping pong right now with these camera batteries. One dies, and then I put in another one that is not yet finished charging, and blah blah. I'm such a good content creator. I forget to charge my battery. Anyway, that was then. Let's talk about now. Where is just now? I am bored. I am bored. I was doing my 2024 journal entry, and I was I was using prompts for the first time. I don't like to use prompts, but one of my mutuals on TikTok, she's a writer, Shan, she does, oh my god, sorry, she does really good prompts. And so damn it, I have hiccups, sorry. And it's not the point though, but in one of her pieces that she posted, she said that like she feels her like the most herself when she's in the pursuit of something, and that resonated with me so much because I feel the exact same way. I think like almost every single thing that I have done in this life like has been to feel like not only a new version of myself, but like I'm like, I was like keeping it fresh, but just like I'm looking for something new, right? Like, you know, moving and living in Korea for like 7 months and moving to New York now and this and that. I'm always on the pursuit of something unfamiliar or something uncomfortable. That's when I feel the most, not only like myself, but like I'm doing what I should be doing. I don't really know what it is that I'm looking for in that moment, but I know that I'm on the right track. And I think that I've been comfortable for a little bit too long. Granted, I am very, 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 very grateful for the stability in housing. I'm grateful that I am able to pay my rent. I was gonna say employment, but baby. Oh, this video comes out first. So if you're watching it and you've made it this far, baby, guess what? I got laid off. Guess who got laid off from my first corporate job? Hey. You You think you're so close. You think you're so close to stable employment, stable hours, and health insurance, possibly being able to take out your wisdom teeth and get braces. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Not only you, but then half your team gets laid off. I'll talk about that later. But I'm still very grateful for the opportunity, for the ability to support myself. Of course, absolutely. I think I just like am looking for something new. Like, but I'm always looking for something new. Like the way I feel reminds me a lot of this song from IU. It's called Jam Jam. It's a really good song. And I think one of the lines in English, she goes like, I need some sugar, I need something fake. And I always interpreted that as like, the lyrics have a lot to do with like love, but I interpret that as that like something artificial, like something sweet, right? I think of that as like something new, something yummy, something, new exploration wise. I know that's not, but that's just how I would always look at that. I never want to be feeling the same baseline feelings and emotions all the time, unless I'm like extremely content or like extremely happy. And I think that is what I've been feeling like. I think I've hit a little bit of a plateau. I told my brother on the phone one day that I'm in the market for an earth-shatteringly devastating situationship. And of course he didn't get it. Why would he get it? But like, I'm trying to feel something for real. I'm trying to feel something. I'm trying to feel something. Like, I'm trying to feel something. Like, I need to. Sarah, one of my friends, Sarah, she posted on like her writing page. Maybe it was her main. I don't know. One of the things she said that she wants to feel a new season, and I that stuck with me. Like, I was just like, I'm so tapped in. I get it. I wrote here, I'm trying to see this if the synapses in my brain are still working. I'm trying to see some for real. And I also wrote, I haven't had a crush, like a real crush. Like, my crush definitely still counted, but it also kind of didn't. Like, I just haven't felt anything in a long time. Like, I think like I've achieved a sense of like nonchalance and indifference towards everything in life that like people kind of strive to achieve. Like, people take like medication for. Like, it genuinely feels that I'm like kind of naturally on ashwagandha. Like, I don't like feel anything a lot of the time, and that's so like, I feel very vulnerable and kind of ashamed saying that, because I feel like that makes me sound like a robot. Like, I feel like revealing that about myself strips me of my humanity, but I don't know, dude. I don't feel anything. Exclusive, hot off the press. It just doesn't feel anything. Like, a situationship would honestly do me so good right now. I need someone. Someone come in my life. Do your worst. Literally. I need someone to come. Like, I need someone to come in, change me, make me believe in like marriage and love again, and then I want someone to like just take the what is that phrase? Take the rug from under my feet and just like I want it. I invite it. It'll make me feel like a human again. That's for sure. That's for sure. That's for sure. That's totally for sure. I also wrote here, what kind of situationships are you guys getting into that last, hey, not even 3 months, but will have you like devastated? Who are y'all meeting? Who are y'all coming across? But better question, how can I get my hands on that? I'm trying to get some of that. But unfortunately, I do feel, I am love bomb proof. Like, maybe it's the depression, like maybe it's zapped off far too many brain cells, like specifically the ones that display and process emotion. Maybe I'm just a true cynic, but like, Hey, babe, you can't love bomb me. You actually can't. But maybe I think this is also a symptom of like not dating in your formative years. Because I think like people like I think I definitely could have been love bombed when I was younger. I just was getting absolutely no play, no play, no bitches. And I think just like I don't. This is gonna sound really mean, but like, how are you getting love bombed as an adult? How does another adult sit there in your face and like tell you that they like you and blah 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 this squash this that and the third? How 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 are they tell? Sorry, my stuttering really threw me off for a second. How are you hearing another grown adult play in your face like that? Obviously, it's not true, babe. They don't know you. How is someone telling you all these things? They don't know you yet. And then you, as an adult, you believe them. How? No, genuinely, how? Like, I would love to know your thought process behind that. How? How are people still gonna love them in 2024? How? How are you not love bomb proof? How can you not identify when someone's talking out their ass and they're love bombing you? How? How? Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, if you came into my phone on my phone telling me blah 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 and oh you're so cool and this, yeah, of course I am. Yeah, like you're totally right. And this and that. You haven't even known me for like what, a month? 2 months? You're playing in my phone. You're playing in my phone. But also, love bombing wouldn't even be exciting for me. Like, I would try to shatter the illusion myself. Like, I'd be like, snap out of it. Like, you don't know me, dude. You don't know me. You don't know me. I haven't given you any material to idealize yet. Like, you don't know me. It would also piss me off. Someone, like, someone speaking as if they know me would also like piss me off though. I'd be like, oh my god, like you think you know me, like you thinking you know me, somebody is pissing me off. Anyway, I wrote here that I don't have delusional straight girl brain anymore. I'm not sure I ever had it. Really, I'm like that sound that Theo Von made. That's like 4 minutes or 4 seconds or whatever it is that he says, and people were using that to describe how quickly like they want the guy they like to like make it official, or like how quickly they fall for someone or something, whatever it is that y'all be talking about. Oh, one creator that I really like, actually, she said that like if someone doesn't ask her to be their girlfriend by 30 days, she's like deading it. How? What? I don't understand that, man. I don't understand. Am I the problem? Am I the freak? Oh my, are my thighs. But then again, people on TikTok are like typically within the 14 to 22 year age range. And that is such a time in one's life where you're either in high school or college. And that is a time that is like heavily influenced by community. Like you're seeing the same people every single day. So if you have a crush on someone, it's probably because you already know them. Like they're either in your friend group or you have the same class with them or you've known them for like the past 3 years. Same clubs, whatever. Like you're on the basis of knowing them already if you don't already know them. As an adult, it is different. Socializing and making friends is very, very different. But as an adult, I'm like, if that person was a stranger to you 30 days prior, 30 days, I think that's way too short of a time to get to know someone well enough to vet if they should be your partner. I just get super like grandma auntie mode and it's not fun anymore. Like, sorry. People, 30 days is nothing. 30 days is nothing. People are still on their best behavior by 30 days. 30 days, I'm showing you the best parts of me. You don't know shit about me yet. 30 days. Oh, give me a break. Get a grip. Like, actually, like, I'm gonna start to get pissed off about it. Anyway, I wrote here that I need straight girl brain. I need straight girl brain, okay? I need it. I need straight girl brain. I need the brain of a 16-year-old girl who lives in like Wyoming. Her parents are on the brink of divorce. There is nothing in her life that is seemingly interesting at all. And so what does she do? She gloms onto some like little dude, like some man. And he is the best thing since sliced bread, since Wonder Bread. And she is just gonna glom onto him and she's gonna feel so good dating him and being with him until it's time to go off to college. And then she will never see him again. On to the next. I need that brain. I need that straight girl brain. I do. It's kind of like, part of it's kind of really fun. I wrote here, pretending to like things for someone that you like, pretending to put up, okay, but pretending to putting up with things that you don't like, idealizing yourself and the other person. I'm kind of past that, and I like, I miss it. I really, really do. I really do. Like, heteronormative brain rot, not even. Let's remove the binary of sexuality and gender. It's no longer brain rot, it is just brain chill. Okay, I don't feel a damn thing. I don't feel a goddamn thing. And it's not like I haven't been having new experiences and living life. I have. I moved to a new city. I've had quite too many jobs. Like, actually, I meet new people all the time. I just like can't seem to feel anything. I don't feel anything. It's a silly little conundrum, really. I feel like I live life on an antidepressant already. I don't. That's not normal, and I sound like a crazy person. I should edit that out. But moral of the story, I genuinely need therapy. Like, not even in a quirky girl way, in a very, very serious way. Crazy, I'm so crazy. Oh my god. Oh, I forgot to talk. Oh, it's gonna take some time. I got laid off from my first corporate job. I worked at Baboon since March, since last spring. That job kind of like made me, it was great. I loved that job. I started off as an internship. They reached out to me online, which is so crazy. Like, I forget that like people can see what I put out online, and that I literally got a job from that, which was insane. I love that job. I love the old team. I absolutely am so grateful for that team, and that they saw something in me. Like, they didn't even I didn't even interview for that job. They were like, we're not looking for like we just want you to be in, and that got me so gassed up, but also made me feel very supported and seen. And I am so grateful to have had that be my first corporate experience. I love that damn team. Like, they're, oh my god, like, I haven't felt so seen in a professional setting in so long, and I'm so grateful for that. They even got me like a real gift card, which is absolutely insane. But doing that job and like doing content for a company did make me kind of like spiral in a few ways, and I don't think I will ever do content for a brand again. I was just being like the face for a brand and people's first sign of contact. Hey, guess what, guys? I was the, not victim, I was the point for a lot of racist, crazy comments. I was. A lot of people did project. I would get, what are you? What is this? New gender unlocked. Are you a man? The brand that I work for, the name had baboon in it, and people would be like, baboon, isn't that funny? And it just, that's not like a lot of the reason why, but I think which has to do with my like people over 30 thinking my personality is a bit, it felt very much like a caricature of myself, and being, hey, guess what, looking like this, and having people be like, oh, you can just do like your little thing, while simultaneously being like a lot of the ads I did would get like over 1 million views, and then like I would reach out to my managers and my bosses and this and that, and then, you know, looking for any kind of support. And while those white women love to claim that they're supporting you and this and that, they're absolutely not. So that made me feel very strange. And I like doing like marketing, social media stuff, but I think I would just do it behind this camera from now on, and absolutely not from the front. I talked about this with my old coworker slash very good friend Sarah a lot. It's not a position that like I expect anyone to really relate to, but it's like very new. Like, it's so new that, because now these brands are like looking to emulate funny creators, like they want a funny, relatable creator who can like cultivate a brand voice and this and that and blase quasi blase, but they want you to like also, anyway, whatever. What was I gonna say? I really haven't started looking for another job. I have been enjoying unemployment. Sue me, sue me, sue me. Baby got some severance checks and she doesn't know how to act. I did in fact just like grace. I feel like I'm being really loud. I did in fact just like lightly graze LinkedIn. Hey guys, it's hell out there. I'm gonna scope the scenery out. It is hell out there, bro. Jobs recruitment. Okay, job requirements for these things are so funny. Like, it's hell out there. They want you to be funny in front of comfortable in front of the camera. They want good comedic timing. Are you crazy? Is this SNL? Oh my god, I'll kill you. They want you to like literally stand in the middle of their dinky little 900 square foot office. They want you to do a Comedy Central stand up. Like, damn, they want you to be funny and relatable, but also like sell the product well and like brand voice and like get followers and engagement and this and that and that. Girl, they want you to like behave like a normal creator does, but you're doing it on the basis of a corporation. Hey, a corporation, and we all know you're just selling a product, and we all know how like businesses view you. They don't give a shit about you. A lot of the ads that I would do that people would recognize me and they'd be like, oh, get that sponsorship money. But I'm talking too fast now. I need to calm down. I wasn't like, it wasn't a sponsorship. Like, I was an employee. Like, I would clock in. I was in brand meetings. Like, I was an employee. If you ever see me in front of a camera for a company again, just know I needed that check. I needed that check real bad. I must have. I'd rather like make a like, I don't know, work in a coffee shop. I really, really, really would rather. I don't know. Oh my goodness. But then what's so funny is they want you to do all that, but then they also want you to manage the account and community and track growth and analytics, and then they want you to do it all for like 50,000. Not after taxes. Before taxes. That's really cute. You're out of your dog shit stupid mind, and you can go eat shit and die. But one thing I am really scared of is like this time last year I was in such a like, one thing I really am scared of is I just don't want to replicate how I felt and what I did last year. Last year I had too much dip on my chip. I was doing too much and feeling unfulfilled by all of it. And I think like I rarely use this word. Like, I rarely use the word failure, but if I don't think this will happen. Like, this is what we go through, like trials and tribulations for, and like, you know, life is trial and error. But like, if my worst fear is like going through that again, like feeling like that again. It really, really is. Like, now that I'm unemployed again, like I am scared. Like, I'm really afraid, but I'm just gonna put myself first. I gotta put me first, Lucius. Nothing will go wrong. Nothing will go wrong ever again, I think. That's what I think. Knock on wood. I'm scared. I'm scared just saying that. Anyway. I want to cultivate an actual evening routine this year. I would get home from work and then I would just like, because I would be so exhausted, and I would just like I would literally I don't lay on my bed because outside clothes, but I'd lay on that couch and then I would like doom scroll for like 5 hours, and then like 11 o'clock would hit and then I'd wash up and then I'd go to sleep. What kind of evening routine is that? What is that? I need actual things in my evening routine. Like, and a lot of this just means like less phone. Like, I need a routine that's like devoid of iPhone. Put that damn iPhone down, please. Put that iPhone down. Like, I promise you'll be okay without looking at that iPhone for like 5 hours. Like, I promise you'll be. Hey babe, I promise you'll be A-okay. Also, something I want to do this year: hang out with less white people. Too many white folks. Like, New York City. It's so funny because like growing up, I had an exclusively black and brown friend group. Like, I did not have a friend who was white. I literally didn't make a friend who was white. I had a white best friend in elementary school, but then I got into middle school and I didn't have a white friend until I turned 20 years old. Until I met Mary Grace. Like, we had a mutual friend who, and that friend introduced me to like the friend group Mary Grace was in. Hey, guess what? It was all white. But I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, I was out last weekend, and I was in fact I was in a sea of white women, and I was like, I kind of took a step back, and I was like, oh no, this can't be. Like, what? It's too many. Like, we gotta cut it down. We really do. I am not one that ever really cares for like optics or like how something looks, but when I do see a black person or like any person of color really in a group of like only white people, I'm like, oh. It's black and brown folks, where are you? Actually, that's a very dumb question. I absolutely know where they are. I'm gonna pivot into saying black and brown folks, black and brown folks, oh my god, black and brown folks, get in my DMs. New York, if you're in New York, let's link, let's hang, let's play. I'm always in the market for new friends. Right now, I am looking for non-white ones. I'm like, damn. Ooh, anyway. I went to a lot of concerts last year. Last year, I saw the Jonas Brothers twice. I saw Arctic Monkeys. I saw Sesonyon. They came to New York. That was really fun. I did in fact see the 1975. Very like throwback shows and like throwback artists. And you want to know my concert routine? I don't really have a concert routine, but it is getting drunk and like screaming bloody murder. It's so fun. And I also have learned that like New York just kind of has like the wackest crowds. Like, you bitches are whack as shit. Like, you bitches are too cool for school. At the Sesonyon concert, like, I've seen them twice now. I saw them when they came to Boston 2022, and then I saw them for their most recent tour in New York. The Boston show was 10 times better than the New York show. Like, the amount of people who, I don't know if, first of all, I feel like also people just like don't know their songs. If I only am prompted to pay for a concert ticket if I know like at least 75 of that artist's discography. If you only know 4 songs, why are you going? What are you doing in the crowd? A whole rock show, a rock concert. This is Korean rock. And I'm like having a good time. I'm having a great time. The crowd wasn't even jumping, like physically jumping. The girls weren't even jumping. Imagine loud bass and da-da-da, and people were just like... And I know that everyone emotes differently. Like, you could really be feeling a song and you're still not prompted to, you know. But, Boston, the girls were literally feral that night. They were feral. They were feral for Soyun. She's the lead singer. They were feral. And in New York, I was like... New York, stay the fuck up. Like, where are y'all at? And it just... that kind of contrasting behavior does in fact make my behavior at concerts look more freakish. It makes it look like I'm doing too much, but I'm not doing too much. You're not doing enough. Like, a concert is quite literally a place designated for you to enjoy the music. You jump, you scream, you dance. This is a very targeted message. It is. And I'm so serious when I say this. Stop bringing your whack ass boyfriend to concerts. Stop it. Stop. We also went to see Doja Cat. At every single one of those concerts, every single one was a girl like having a good time and like dancing and talking and, you know, this and that. And then next to her, I hear an agitating grating noise was A man who looked like he could be shot then and there and wouldn't care. Like a man who was just there. You know that man paid for her ticket and was, stop bringing them. 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 I know you said, "Oh, baby, so and so is, coming to town, like I really want to go, like we should go." And then that man goes, I mean, like I don't know a few of their songs. Yeah, well, like I think it was really, fun for us to go. Like some of their songs, like let's go, like it'll be fun. And that man goes, all right, I'll take off work and I'll get a ticket. And then you go, oh my god, yay, thank you, baby. Like that's like it's gonna be so fun. Like it's great, perfect. No. Hey, get a friend. Get a friend. Go with a friend. You would have a better time going by yourself. Do you know how much, if I went to a concert with someone and like I'm very like Mary Grace and I are like very, very similar in a lot of aspects, but like when I go to a concert, I go to have a good time. Like I don't want to go with someone who's too embarrassed to like be perceived having fun. I want to go to have a good time. That's why I'm there. That's why I paid money. Like, oh my god. Girl, fuck you and your boyfriend. Oh my god. If you do see me at a concert, I am gonna be tipsy and or drunk. I am gonna be screaming. Like, okay, the one thing I will in fact admit to, that the one thing that Mary Grace and I do that is probably very annoying is that we scream bloody murder. But it's like, and I can't help it. Like we scream when like the appropriate times are to scream at a concert, like an artist does like whatever, and then everyone goes woo, like we scream. But then after, we'll just be like, I'm not gonna do it now, but we'll be like, like baby, I'm a screamer. I'm a throater. Oh, wait a minute. No. And it's so fun. It's so fun. Release yourself from the shackles of socially acceptable behavior. A concert is quite literally the one place that you're meant to scream. Like, scream, host up, bring that whack ass boy to those concerts. Oh my god. I'm not gonna talk about Funny Girl. I wrote here, I was supposed to add this to my me debunking that I don't like white men, but I just wrote here in all caps, I'm not a snow bunny. And then I wrote, no. That sound from TikTok, that's like, no. No. Wait, I knew it better. Wait. No. No. Yeah! Oh, also, to add to the white woman comment, I wrote here that I forgot to mention. I wrote, I've decentered men. The next step is decentering white women. I can't be hanging around y'all all the time. Do you know what my ancestors would say / think? No, sorry. That's important to add. That's really important. What else? I think I'm just gonna be a little bit more silly this year. Like, especially in terms of like what I post and how I present myself. I'm just feeling a little bit silly. I'm feeling like a silly Billy. I am. I think I took myself just like a little bit too seriously for like the past 5 years, and I was super considerate of how I wanted to come across as, because like I wanted to like perfectly curate, people's depictions of me online and in real life, but like I don't really care. Like I don't care anymore. Like maybe this is what comes with your prefrontal cortex finally like maturing or developing, but because I don't care anymore. I really don't. There are so many new ideas and things that I want to try, not only this year, but the next year and the year after that and the year after that and the year after that and then the year after that. And I am, okay, so this is going to be a polarizing opinion, that's okay. It is vodka over tequila for me. It is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't like tequila. Like, and I think I've always known this. It's purely just taste for me. I know, like, the girls love tequila. I don't. I can't. I'm sorry. I know vodka is like literally reserved for like college freshmen only, but I can't. I'm sorry. Like, I can't do tequila. I can't. You know what I also can't do? I can't take shots anymore. I can't. I actually can't. Previously, I started drinking alcohol when I was 20 years old, which is like kind of late. But previously, I would only take shots because I don't like the taste of alcohol, so I don't want to take a sip of cocktail. But I can't do shots anymore. I wrote here, I took tequila shots on New Year's, and that whole almost came back up. It definitely almost did. Granted, I was in fact sober, which is so scary. But 2.5 months later, I was out recently, and I took shots of, not amaretto, amaro, one of those. It's like dark, and it's like very, very fragrant. But that whole went back up. It went back up. It did. I got up. I said, "Ooh, excuse me, guys. Like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom." The girls did not suspect a thing. I was in Romeo's. I got up. I said, "Excuse me, I'm gonna powder my nose." They said, "Okay." And then I went to the bathroom. Business was, yeah. A business transaction between my vomit and the toilet was in fact made. It was. And I wasn't even sober. I was like, I was feeling it. Could not do it. That shot couldn't do it. Hey, couldn't do it. I could not do it. Ooh. I'm growing. I'm maturing. This is my body saying that, like, you can't, like, you're no longer 20. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. But also, in related news, I'm becoming a cocktail girl. Like, I have had really, really, really good cocktails lately. That normally, like, 20-year-old me, doesn't matter how good a cocktail is, I'd be like, this is still gross. But, like, I can appreciate it. Like, I mess with a cocktail. I do prefer gin. I prefer vodka in a cocktail. Tequila, mezcal. Get mezcal away from me. Get it away from me. It's so smoky, and it tastes like, oh, I hate mezcal. Like, I can't. Like, it's pure, like it's purely taste. Like, I hate the taste. I hate it. Like, I actually really don't like it. This is gonna sound very basic of me, but if I'm in like a pub or a dive, I do just get vodka cran. Like, I do just get a vodka cran. Yeah. If I can, I get lots and lots of lime in that hoe. But a vodka cran will do it for me. It will. What else do I want to get into? Less phone, just like everyone else. Like, everybody in their 20s, their resolution is just like less iPhone. And that's just, that's also what I want to get into. I put here, I now know what grabba is. I can thank my service industry job for that. I'm not a fan of grabba also. I'm absolutely not. It's just tobacco, and it's like meant to be put in. Anyway, moving on. Voicing my appreciation for winter. I love winter. It's like starting to get a little bit warmer here in New York. Like, we are getting like late 40s, early 50s type of vibes. And I'm disappointed. I am. Like, I could do another. Well, I only say that because I've been unemployed for like the past few weeks. I love winter though. Like, I really, really am enjoying this period of like lull before spring starts and like the chaos begins again. I love winter. I actually genuinely hate summer, bro. Like, I hate summer. Oh my god, I work my service industry job in the summer, and okay, my thing with summer is that, like, I sweat on my face and back, which is the most noticeable part of a person's. So you can tell when I'm sweating immediately, and it also doesn't help. So not only do I look sweaty, but like as someone who likes to wear makeup, it ruins my makeup. All that sweat-proof nonsense, bulletproof makeup routine nonsense that these beauty influencers are doing, it's not true. Okay, once a person starts sweating, once sweat starts to permeate. Anyway, I love winter and I love spring and I love fall. I genuinely detest summer. Like, I actually really hate summer. Um, oh, I hate summer. Like, every day during the summer, I would have to bring a shit ton of powder, like a blotting powder, but then like also like literal like napkins in my purse wherever I go, because like the second my body starts to feel hot, I don't sweat in my armpits, in my feet, in my back, in my hands, and I sweat on my face. So I have to like, oh my god, even just like the 9 minute walk to, I'd walk to the sea and it takes 8 minutes from where I live, and I would, bro, umbrella, fan, like I would have to, ooh, speaking of that, I have to get a new fan. Mine broke. I would be like drenched in sweat. It's genuinely terrible. Genuinely, I hate summer. Like, I'm gonna come out as a summer hater. I hate summer. I love winter. I feel like the air is cold, it's crisp, I feel clean. I hate summer, bro. I hate summer. Um, Almost done here. I put too many girls in their early 20s are getting married. I don't wanna. I am talking about a few of my mutuals here, but it's no disrespect. Can I? Excuse me. I'm talking about. I'm talking. We gotta wrap. So, I am talking about a few of my mutuals here. Like, I will come across the profile of like a super beautiful young, like 20s girl, fashionable, so cute. And I'll be like, oh my god, awesome, amazing. And then I'll scroll down, and then she'll be like, my husband. You're what? You're what? We're the same age. You're what? And I'll scroll down even more, and then I'll see footage. The wedding. The what? Oh, 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 the girls are getting married for, oh, the girls getting married for real. Okay. Spooky. 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 Can you imagine me being married? My husband! That's crazy. That's so crazy. Oh my god. I think that's it. That's it. Those are all the notes that I made. One of my notes says best period ever, and I was gonna tell you about the period that I had in the month of January 2024, which was the best period I had in a long time. I just had no cramps, and it was like super light, and it lasted like 4 days. I don't know why I felt the need to. Anyway, that is just me yapping, yappa. Shut it, please. I feel really good. I feel really hopeful for this year. I feel really grateful. I feel very, very hopeful. I spent a year in New York now, and just not even in New York, but just like not post grad, but just like out of, I don't know, my hometown, and like actually feeling like an adult. I have trial and error. Life was all about trial and error. I know what I want from this year. I know what I don't want from this year. And I feel really, really hopeful. I feel really, really optimistic and hopeful. I really, really do. I can't wait to make more videos. I promise I won't ghost you. I'm sorry if I ghosted you. I don't like to talk about my goals because it's embarrassing when I don't reach them, but I do want to make it a goal to be more consistent on YouTube this year. Like, I've always wanted to be more consistent, literally ever since I was like 18 years old. And like, to me, if I can't be consistent this year, like if I can't post at least once a week, then I will never amount to anything. Like, if I can't post at least once a week, just you are a lazy piece of garbage and shit. Like, you, like, all your dreams, abandon them right now. Like, you cannot do anything. Like, that's how I feel. Like, just post one. That's how I feel. Oh, I was gonna say, I filled you in on all the lore for the past year. I doubt anyone's listening, but if you are, thank you for listening. That means a lot to me, really. I'm excited. I hope you're doing well. I would love for us to talk about, I don't know, just comment whatever you want. Like, if you want to talk about like how 2020 was for you, anything like that, I would love to chat. Let's chat in the comments. You know, I love you, boo. All right, it's late. It's late. Get out of here. Get out of here.